Over to you, Mohammed Ashiq.
Sure, thanks. Let me start sharing my screen. I've got a presentation to share.
Sure.
Can you confirm if you're seeing my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Okay, let me. Okay, perfect. So, uh, good morning or good afternoon, everyone, wherever you are. So, I'm Mohammed Ashiq Faleel, and today I'm going to talk about a topic on how you can build a voice assistant Chat GPT bot in Power Apps. So before I jump in on the topic, I'd like to quickly give you a short background about me. I work as a Power Platform architect at Avanade, Sweden, and I have overall 16 years of experience in Microsoft tech stack. I started as a developer, a .NET developer, and then worked with SharePoint. But for my last 5 to 6 years, it was mainly Power Platform. I work as a solution architect, and also I'm still a developer at heart. I do go deep dive uh, building when it comes to building apps or flows or whatever that is in terms of Power Platform. I also have a lot of experience working with Azure in the context of Power Platform. So having integrations with Azure from Power Platform different offerings. I'm also a blogger. I have you can see my links here, my website here. I do write about different Power Platform topics as and when I get some time. So feel free to go look at my blog. I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer and a Microsoft MVP in the business applications category for the last 3 years. And I live in Sweden for the last 4.5 years, but I'm from India. So prior coming to Sweden, I was in India and also I was in different countries working as a consultant all these years. So these are my social handles. So feel free to give a connect in LinkedIn or Twitter, or you can also contact me in email if you've got some questions related to Power Platform or on this session. So some what we are going to look at it today. So I will give some introduction about that topic, and follow that I will show you a short demo. I've got it pre-recorded, a video demo, which I will run through during this session, and then I will show you how the solution has been built and what are the different solution components or the different offerings within Power Platform like Power Automate or Azure. What are the different components I have used to build this solution? And then I'll give you a short walkthrough from the app and also the different services which I've used. And then at last, let's discuss some use cases where you can use this bot in real time. And then I will give you some time at the end for question and answers. You can unmute your mic and ask questions, or you can put it on the chat. I'll be able to take it up. Right, so today I'm going to show you a bot, a voice-enabled bot, which is built using on our web browser. It's a generative AI bot. You can ask questions. It will be able to generate answer and play it back on the app. So it's a low-code solution. It uses Power Automate and it uses Azure OpenAI service for generating content and also for understanding what you have asked from the app. Uh, this app can also translate languages. It can understand up to 19 languages. So I've used a model from the AI model from Azure OpenAI called as Whisper, which does that job. And then I also used Azure Speech Service. So this is used for generating audio, right? So I'm going to talk about it on detail. Right, so let's quickly look at the demo. Yeah, so this is what I've recorded. Craft a short narrative in 5 lines on how generative AI and Microsoft Power Platform can influence modern business. So what I've asked here is a question to the Power App, asking about how Power Apps can help, how Power Platform can help, right? And it's gonna come back with answer in a moment.
1. Generative AI can help modern businesses create personalized solutions for their customers, leading to
Right, so you can see that it generated answers with the help of the OpenAI service, and it played back, right? So whatever answer the OpenAI generated, it played back within the app, uh, right? So this is what
enhanced
the
customer
bot can
satisfaction
actually
and
do.
loyalty.
You can ask whatever questions to the bot, and it's going to respond back in audio format. So let's see how I have built this. So what I've got here is a Canvas app which has a microphone control. So in Power App, there are different controls, and I have used here a microphone control which can record your voice with the microphone connected to the device. So if you're accessing the app from your mobile device, the microphone on your mobile device, it gets used, and it captures your voice through the microphone control, which is then sent over to a Power Automate flow. Right, so the Power Automate flow, it's does all this orchestration, and as soon as the voice recording, which is done from the Power Apps, it's sent over to the Azure OpenAI service. Right, so here the AI model which has been used to translate or to convert the voice to text is called as Whisper. So that is the AI model. It can understand up to 99 languages, right? So you can speak in a different language, and it can create a transcription in English, right? So as soon as we have the transcription available in English, and I've used another OpenAI model called as GPT, right? So this or completions model. So this is what the model responsible for generating content, right? As soon as we have the content here, then I have passed the content over to Azure speech service. So the speech Azure speech service has a lot of capabilities, right? One of them is which can generate speech content from a text is what I have used, and I've used the REST API service to do the magic, right? So the content from here, from generated from the OpenAI model, is sent over to the Azure text to speech service. As soon as the audio is generated, it sends back to the app, right? And there is a control in the app which I've used, the audio control, which is responsible for playing the audio, in the app. So this is on a very high level what I have used. So let's get a bit deeper on the different components. So as I have said, the Power App, it's a Canvas app, and I've used a microphone control and an audio control. So microphone control is used for capturing your voice. So the format of the captured voice, it depends on where the app is being accessed. So if you access the app in a web browser, the format which you get out of that is a WebM format. So that is the audio format. If you access the app in Android phone, the format is going to be different. It's going to be in the 3GP format. So if you access the app in an iPhone, it's going to be in a different format. Right. So then we have audio control, which is responsible for playing the content back in the app, which got generated from the Azure text to speech service. And we have here a Power Automate flow. It's an instant Power Apps triggered flow, which gets triggered when the microphone is stopped recording. Right. So you click on a button, it starts recording. And then when you click on that microphone control again, it stops recording, which is when this Power Automate flow is called. Right. So in this Power Automate flow, I've used an HTTP connector, which is used to call the different APIs from Azure OpenAI and also the Azure speech service. And then I've used Azure OpenAI services, the Whisper model, which takes care of converting speech to text. And then the GPT model, the completions model, which is responsible for generating content. Right. And then at the last, Azure speech service, text to speech, it generates or it converts the text to audio format, which will be in the WAV audio format. And I've used the REST API to access this service in a Power Automate flow. Right. So when it comes to the availability of these Whisper API, right? So you can, it's available in Azure OpenAI service, which is available for everyone. If you have got, you can go to OpenAI website and register an account. You get a credit of $5, which can be used to access the Whisper REST API, Whisper model, right, through a REST API. So after, and then the $5 credit is available only for 3 months. And if you get to use the $5 within those 3 months, or if you cross 3 months, then there is a pay as you go service. But in my solution, I've used Azure OpenAI. The reason is it has gotten security, right? So if you're building an app for an organization, I recommend you to use Azure OpenAI service, which has got this enterprise security, right? And there is a pay as you go model as well. Right, so Azure Speech Service, it has got a lot of other capabilities. The capabilities which I have used is to convert text to speech, right? So which is responsible for playing the content back, the generated content in the app. It also has service which can convert speech to text, but I have used the Whisper AI, OpenAI model. Right, so there are REST APIs available, and there are SDKs available as well. So it's completely a low-code solution. What I've just shown. So I have used the REST API in a Power Automate flow, and there are different voice models which is available, which you can choose from. So how you would like to have the voice sound like, right? You can also generate your own voice if you can give the speech, the Azure speech service, and train them with 30 minutes of your voice recording. Right, so let's quickly have a walkthrough of the solution. Let me go back and then show the app. So this is the app, what I have shown in the recording. Let me make it a bit bigger. Right, so here, this is the microphone control. This is a Canvas app. This is the maker experience. So if you have experience working with Power Apps, you would have been familiar to this screen or to this website. So it is a portal. It's called as a maker portal, which is used to develop a Power App. And so here I have inserted a control called as microphone, right? So you can get that control from here. Microphone is what I have used, right? So here, when I play the app, I click on it, it starts recording using the microphone controlled to this device. So here I have used a web browser, right, to play this app. So it uses it automatically detects the microphone attached to your laptop or wherever you're accessing this, right? So, and what's happening here is, and after I have clicked on stop, stop this control, right? So I click on it, and then on the first click, it starts recording, and then on the next click, it stops the recording, right? On stop of that, and I'm calling this property called as on stop, and where I have got some code written. So whatever code I have written here is called as Power FX. It is similar to Excel code, like sum or this VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP. It's similar. It's quite similar to that. So here, what I'm doing here is extracting whatever the voice which we have recorded from the microphone, right? So we are extracting the binary content of the recorded voice. And after that, I'm doing some text manipulations or string manipulation, which does extract the recorded audio in base 64 format, and also it extracts the audio format, right? So if you, as I said, right, so if you use this app in a web browser, it's going to be in the WebM format, right? So if you access this app in a Android phone, it's going to be on a different format, 3GP, and that is what we are extracting here, right? The audio file type, is it WebM or 3GP, right? And after that, we are calling the Power Automate flow here, right? So I have got the flow, which I'll show in a while, speech to text. And then we are passing in these two information. The one is the base 64 content, and then the next one is the format of the recording, right? And after that, I'm having I'm doing some magic here, which helps us in playing the audio in the app using this audio control, right? So this is what it happens. Let me now quickly show you the Power Automate flow. You can access the flow from the same portal, right? So let's click on this one, edit. Okay, yeah, so this is the Power Automate flow. Here is this trigger where we are passing in these two variables, the format of the audio, and then the content in base 64, right? So these two are the information which we are passing from the app on. So when the microphone controller stopped recording, right? And after that, we are constructing a format which is acceptable by the OpenAI Whisper Whisper model, the REST API, right? So the first one is content type, which is the audio format, and then the base64 content. And after that, I'm calling in the API, the REST API of OpenAI Whisper, which is responsible here for converting the voice to text, right? So you'll have to enter in the API key and then the content type. So here on the request body, right? So we are giving some information on the model we are calling in, right? And we are calling in the output of this compose action, right? So which has the format which is acceptable by the REST API, right? The OpenAI REST API. Now we know we have converted the voice to text, and after that, what we are doing here is we are getting the response back. We are extracting whatever whatever we have spoke in the microphone control, the converted text from speech. We are extracting that from this compose action, right? It's quite simple. It's a Power Automate expression which is used, and I have written a blog post already on this topic. You can take a look at on my website, right? And after that, once we have converted the speech to text using the OpenAI Whisper model, we are now using the completions model to generate the text, right? So this is the API endpoint, and then here whatever text or whatever speech is converted, we are passing it here, which generates the content, right? And after that, we are extracting that information, the generated text from the OpenAI completions model. We are extracting here, and after that, we are calling in the REST API, which converts the text to speech, right? So this is the API endpoint which does the conversion, right? And you can do this only after you create the resource in Azure, right, which is called as a speech service, right? And after you have done that, you would be able to generate the key, the subscription key, right? And also in what format you would like to the audio you would like to have it, right? The format and how the audio should sound like, right? So let me quickly go to the speech service. So this is the Azure speech service which I have registered, right? And from here, from keys and endpoints, you would be able to generate the keys, right? And this is what I have used in the flow, right? On here, you can go to the speech studio from the overview section, and you go there, and you can find the different voice which is available for you to use, right? So I've used text to speech, right? I'm gonna go to voice gallery, right? So these are the different voice which you can choose from. So I have choose the Jenny, right, in my bot, but there are different voice samples, voice which you can choose from this gallery, right? And you can also use your own voice if you have got a 30-minute recording, right? So you upload it, you train it, and then you'll have your custom voice which you can also choose from, right? So I'm going back here to the flow, right? So here I've used Jenny, right? So the one which I've chose from the gallery. And what else? So this is the key, and this is the API endpoint, and whatever text you'd like to convert it to voice, and that is passed on the body. So this variable here, it's getting passed here. And after that, what we are doing on this action is we are extracting the audio format. We are converting that to base 64. Right, so the output of this response, so these are HTTP requests. So when you make a request, you get a response. The response to this REST API will have the audio content in WAV format. And once I get that, I'm converting that to base 64, right? So which is then used to play it back in the Power App using the audio control, right? So here I've got two output variables. One is the text, right? So audio text, and this is whatever content which got generated from the OpenAI completions model. I'm passing that as an output here, and then the audio base 64, which we are doing here, the base 64 conversion of this HTTP request text to speech Azure service. I'm passing that back to the app, right? So I will go back to the app. So here, right, so I'm storing that information in a variable, right? So set is a function which is available in the PowerFX, which can be used to save the content. It's like a variable if you're in a programming language. I'm storing that in this variable called as generated content, right? So after that, I've gotten a label, right? It's another control to display information on an app. So on this label, I'm displaying the audio text, which is the output variable, which we have from the Power Automate flow. I'm displaying that here. And then if I go to this audio control, so here, this is what is responsible for playing the content back. Right, so I'm having a string here, which in this format data, right, and then audio X wave, right. So this is the format which the Azure text to speech service generates content in this format. I've got it hard coded, and it is in the base 64 format. And then the same variable generated content, and this is the other output variable where we are passing in information in the base 64 format in the Power Automate flow. Right, so let's quickly look at an existing flow run. Right, so I will open this one. So in the app, I have recorded I have recorded using the microphone control, which is passed in here. You can see the audio format, which is in WebM format. So this is the content, right? The content in base 64, and we are getting that here. We are passing that from the microphone control when it is stopped. And we are generating that in this format. We're converting that to content type, which is audio WebM, and then the base 64 content. And then we are passing it to the Whisper OpenAI REST API to this one. And you can see here, so this is the question which I've asked or which I've recorded in the microphone control. How are you? And this is something which we are getting it as a response. And we are extracting this. How are you? Right from this REST API using this compose action. It got extracted here. And after we have this information, we are passing into the OpenAI model, completions model, which generates content, right? So here, when I pass in this to this OpenAI model, it came back with a response here. Yeah, you can see here as an AI language model, I don't have feelings, right? So this is the content which got generated for the question which I've asked, how are you? And we are extracting that information, right? So you can see here the output or the response to this REST API. completions model is in a JSON format, and what we need is just the content, right? And which we have done an extraction using the Power Automate expression. When I've shown you in the Power Automate flow, we have extracted now this information, this response, right? And then we are passing this information to this variable, right? And which has the voice, how you would like to have the text to speech Azure services respond back or generate the audio back, right? The Jenny voice which I've used. And then here, this is the REST API, which is used to convert the text to speech from Azure. Right. So once we have this information, we are converting that to the base64 format, which is passed over to the app. The base64 audio, the generated audio, and also the generated OpenAI content. Right. So here we are playing back. Right, so the audio is played back with this content. So I've very recently wrote about the section, this topic, on how you can create a text narrative app which can convert text to speech using Azure speech service. So it's my very recent blog post. So whatever I've just shown you, I've written about it on how you can do this. Right, so let me quickly go to the flow. Right, so that is it. This is as you can see, this flow gets triggered from the app, and it responds back to the app. Right, the content which is responsible in the app to display the information, and also the played content back in the audio control. And this is the blog post which I've written, the text to speech, right, an audio playback with Azure service and Power Automate. And whatever I have just given a walkthrough, it's everything is on detail captured here. You can take a look. Right, so let's now quickly discuss about some use cases where you can use this. Right, so this app, or which we have just seen, can be used in language translation. So if you have got to interact with a person who doesn't understand your language, right? So you can use this app helping you to understand the language, right? So it can translate the language back to English, right? So you can also use it for the other, and then vice versa. You can use this app in education and training industry, right? So which can help students assisting with their questions on the subjects, right? So I have used this app for my kids a year back to show some bedtime stories, right? So I asked this app to narrate a story in the night before they go to bed, which helped me a lot, right, in helping them with the bedtime story. Right, so you can use this app to create an inclusive app which can assist individual who has got disabilities in accessing the app, or so we can help them with this voice features, right? So which can be used to control or access different features within the app using the voice, right? And then it can be used in data analysis and reporting as well. Like you can help users for them to query databases, right? Ask a question on how many, for example, to find out an inventory, the total number of inventories available in the system. You can ask that as a question, which can convert it and respond back with an answer. All within the context of Power Apps. Right, so any questions?
Okay. So yes, there's a question like, what are the like common challenges people face when like starting practicing with these apps? So like, what are the common challenges?
Is it on the context of this app, or is it a general question with Power Apps?
Yes, it's from the Power Apps.
Common challenges, I would say, Power Apps is not a free product, right? So it is a license service from Microsoft. The users to whom the app has been shared, they should have license to access this product, right? But it is very cheaper, I would say, in terms of licensing, as this is a service. Power Platform is a service which is bundled with other Office services from Microsoft. So if a user has got access to use Microsoft Teams or Word services, etc., they will have access to Power Platform, right? So Power Platform service. So if they have got that license with them, like any Office license, they'd be able to access the Power Apps, right? And also it's a low code solution, right? It would I've created this app within a few hours. Imagine if I have to do this in a traditional development approach, like leveraging .NET or Java, it would have taken ages for me to develop, at least weeks to complete the development. But it was a low code solution. I was able to quickly develop it. Hope it
Got it.
answered.
Got it. That's okay. Yes. Yes. I hope that answered the question. Yes. Okay. So there's another question. Like the libraries you used related to voice decoding or others, are those free or there is any cost with these services?
Yeah, so I have used the services from Azure OpenAI. It is not free. It is a pay as you go service. It is generally available right now. If you have got an Azure subscription, you can generate, or you can create an Azure OpenAI service and deploy this Whisper model, which is pay as you go, right? So if you go look in internet and look for Azure OpenAI pricing, you will have that information, but it's not that expensive, right? And also you can alternatively use the OpenAI service directly, right? It is available for everyone. If you have got an Gmail account or so, go to openai.com and register account. Whenever you do a sign up, you get $5 credit, which can be used for 3 months, right? And using those $5, you can try out these different API endpoints, like Whisper API, which I have used, and also the completions model, which I've used to generate content. And that is how I have started initially.
Okay, okay. I hope that answered your question, Mohammed Hassan. So there's another question. Like, can you share any further use cases of how it positively impact the businesses? Like in business perspective, can you share any further use cases of this?
Yeah. For example, if you take manufacturing industry, the workers who would be working in factories, right? So they'd be having hard time accessing an app by right? So by clicking on different controls on a screen or so. So in such cases, you can develop an app for them with these voice capabilities, right? So where the user would have a conversation instead, and it's the app is going to respond back with answers in the form of audio, right? So you can use things in such a scenario. One example is, for example, if you take inventory management, right? So you can use this app to manage inventories, right? So you can give an access to a worker who'd like to understand the inventory list, right? Uh, and then also it can be used to update the inventory, right? If you would like to, if the worker would like to update the existing inventory list, they can use the voice features to do it. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, could you please share like your profiles, how like the attendees can reach out to you if they have any further questions on this session or any related question as well.
Absolutely. Yes, I'll do that. Yeah, I've given some resources as well, right? So Azure OpenAI and OpenAI services, uh, right? And the blog which I've wrote already on how you can convert the speech to text using OpenAI Whisper, and how to convert text to speech in Power Apps, right? And the references to the REST APIs, etc. Right. So use them and try to build this app, right? If you have got any questions to ask, let me know in LinkedIn. And thanks once again for giving me an opportunity to speak, right? And also for you to take your time to attend this during a weekend. Hope you all had some wonderful learnings so far. So thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Mohammed Ashiq.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
on the
thank you
chat
so
if there is
much.
any questions, right? So just feel free to ask me in chat.